Okay, so today is Ask Tina Morgan. All right. This is from B, and B is one of our book ambassadors. B says, how do you check yourself from stinking thinking? Oh, I love that phrase, stinking thinking. Or it could be sticky thinking. Or it could be stupid thinking. I hear you, girl. How do we check ourselves? How do we pull ourselves back from that stinking thinking? Stinking thinking is our surviving self-thinking, where our thinking is actually doing a downward spiral. We know when we're in stinking thinking because it doesn't feel good. But there's a strange compulsion to it because it's almost like we're just in it, you know? It's almost like we're in it and we're just gonna ride it because that's just how it feels, right? In the little book of Big Lies, I actually refer to stinking thinking as a sacred torture because there's something about it that we say we want to get away from, but there's something so sticky about it that we hold it close. A great way to mitigate or neutralize stinking thinking is to be aware that that's where you are. And also to take a look and see what areas of your life stink the most. Where is it that you go to that stinking thinking habitually? You know, does it have something to do with your family? Does it have something to do with a mate? Does it have something to do with a friend who didn't do something that you needed them to do or didn't show up in a particular way? Where is your stinking thinking? And when you identify that, you can also just be aware that you have a desire or an expectation that isn't being met. You think life should be a certain way and it isn't behaving in the way you think it should be. Or there is some level of fear. RC. Okay, so RC was about to pee on my new grass. Or there's some level of fear where you feel like that fear is just so overwhelming that it has you just constantly thinking about what you don't want and the ways in which life is not working. Whatever it is, your job always is to interrupt that way of thinking and then reach for your thriving self. That means have an idea of where you want to go. Don't just be caught in where you don't want to go. And not just have an idea, but write it down and then speak to it. Every time you activate vision, you literally activate a part of your brain that allows you to take control over the surviving self and move into the thriving self where you have more power and choice. So your job is to interrupt what you don't want, whether it's thinking, whether it's behavior, whether it is emotional sadness. Interrupt it and then point in the direction of what you do want, whether you know how to get to it or not.